How do Striders? Time for a little video, I think. I've not made one for a while. I think it's coming up to nearly a year, I think. Yeah, life's been in the way, you know what it's like. Lots of living to do. Been busy with work. Not really had the chance to get out and do much walking this year. It's been quite a hot year. And I struggle putting in the mileage. So just been sat in the garden enjoying one of the sunniest, driest summers on record. It's late September and nothing's changed weather-wise. It's an absolutely glorious day. It's a bit cooler because it's late September. It's chilly first thing on the morning. But I've come to this spot in North Yorkshire near Tadcaster, which is famous for its breweries, of course. And it's a place called Towton, or Towton, Towton. And it's on the edge of Codbeck. Or should I say Cockbeck, sorry. It's on the edge of Cockbeck, and it's the site of a very famous battleground. And I will talk you through it on this little walk, folks. So we're at the site now, but I just want to take in this panoramic view for you all. As you can see, it's a beautiful day. That's where we're heading. This is the track we're going down. We'll go and have a look at these information boards in a moment. Drax power station in the distance. Drax power station there, consuming all the felled forests from North America that get shipped across the Atlantic and burnt in there. Talk about an ecological disaster. Okay, let's have a look. Welcome to Towton Battlefield Trail. The Battle of Towton, 1461. The biggest and most bloodiest battle ever fought on English land. Let's have a look where we are. The battle lines. And we are here. Number 3, Kings in Conflict. So with the Battle of the Roses. Towton Battlefield Trail was created in 2011. It is approximately 1.7 miles or 3 kilometres long. The majority of the trail is a continuous loop passing through Towton village although many people enjoy a short visit to Dacre's Cross and boards 2 to 5, which are situated in close proximity and offer good views of the main area of conflict. The trail involves some gentle slopes and can be muddy underfoot. Well, there won't be no mud today, it's been dry. It is set on privately owned farmland and the landowner has voluntarily permitted access to the battlefield trail can exist. In return, we hope that you will respect the landscape and stick to the path at all times. Please be aware that the use of metal detectors on this site is strictly prohibited and the police regularly inspect the site at night. Kings in Conflict, 1461. Edward IV, Henry VI. King Henry VI was descended from John of Gaunt, Duke of Lancaster, 4th son of Edward III, and came to the throne in 1421. Henry suffered a mental collapse after England's final defeat in the 100 Years' War, and when he recovered in 1455, an alliance of nobles headed by his cousin Richard, Duke of York, of Clarence, Edward III's second son, and Edmund of Langley, 1st Duke of York, his 4th son. This gave York a strong claim to the crown, and in 1460 he forcefully pressed it, only to be killed at the Battle of Wakefield on the 30th of December. York was succeeded by his eldest son, Edward, Earl of March, who was hailed as King Edward IV at Westminster Abbey on the 4th of March 1461. So now England had two kings. The Lancastrians had strong support in northern England, centred on York. On the 12th of March 1461, Edward's army marched up from London to confront them. The Yorkist vanguard under Richard Neville, Earl of Warwick, reached Ferry Bridge, where the Great North Road crosses the River Aire, on the 28th of March and found the Lancastrians had broken the bridge. Before the Yorkists could repair it, at 4 AM on the 29th of March, Palm Sunday, they were attacked by Lancastrian troops led by John, Lord Clifford. Warwick's second in command, Lord Fitzwalter, was killed. Warwick himself was injured, and one source records that 3,000 of their men also died. When Edward arrived with the main army, the Lancastrian defenders retreated. They were chased by Lord Fauconberg, Edward's uncle, whose mounted detachment crossed the Aire at Castleford and caught up with Clifford's force at Dintingdale near Saxton. The Lancastrians were wiped out, including Lord Clifford, who was killed by an arrow to the throat. Meanwhile, the Yorkists advanced to meet the main Lancastrian army on the fields between Towton and Saxton. By late morning, both armies were deployed in the falling snow and poor visibility, the Yorkists still missing Norfolk's contingent. See the old terraces in the land there. The old terraces from the Middle Ages where they used to farm the land. Yeah, if you do manage to come over here, there's plenty of information boards about. I'll put the grid reference up at the end of the video. Battlefield archaeology, buckles of belts, firearms, leather straps. Yeah, so apparently 5% of England's population were wiped out at this battle on this day in 1461. The bloodiest and biggest battle ever fought on English soil. And the Yorkists won mainly because of our famous English archers. Famous battle bow. Right, let's see where the trail takes us to next. Weapons of the Wars of the Roses. A lot of information on this board. Like I say, you need to get out here. So here's a skull that was found at this place. Skull from Towton with a hole in its temple, probably caused by the beak of a horseman's hammer. If you want to know what a horseman's hammer looks like. There you go. A mace. Poleaxe. There's your different arrowheads. There's your famous Yorkshire bowman. There's your swords. The rondel dagger. There was no hiding place in them days. When you went to war, It was toe to toe and bloody and terrifying. Not like nowadays where we drop bombs from 30,000 feet or from another country onto another country. Yeah. Ooh, look at all these slowberries. Say this year's summer has been a good year for fruits. I like bloody grapes. I don't know whether you can see them. Look at them. Like grapes. If you're into making your sloe gin, it's a good year for sloes this year. It was a good year for brambles a few weeks ago. Apple trees are laden, plum trees are laden. Right, let's see where the trail takes us to next, shall we? Another information board. The route of the Lancastrians. We like it. Historian Hall gives the death toll at Towton as 36,776. Ooh. So the Lancastrians were chased down from here. They fled the battle and ran down there into that little dip where Cockbeck is, and the Yorkists followed on horseback and routed anyone who hadn't died on the battlefield already. So after this fight, this battle, the Yorkists marched on to York, captured King Henry, okay, let's carry on along the trail. Armour of the Wars of the Roses. And some serious outfits. Like I say, you wouldn't like to have gone toe to toe with these boys. Even the horses were well protected, and rightly so. Carry on. Nice little walk this, by the way. This is on my dinner break. Yep, Cockbeck down there again. So Cockbeck just runs into the River Wharfe, just past Tadcaster. The River Wharfe runs through Tadcaster. As the name suggests, Tadcaster's an old Roman settlement. Looks like some old kind of quarrying works over there. Anyway, another information sign, the Bridge of Bodies. The only bridge over Cockbeck was here, where the old London road crossed the stream on its way to Tadcaster. Those Lancastrians who made it over the bridge probably escaped the Yorkist pursuit, but many more were probably slaughtered before they could cross. The Bridge of Bodies, where the dead Lancastrians filled the stream, allowing others to cross, may have been here. Nice pieces of artwork on these boards. So yeah, this is where they think it was, just down there. Poor fellows. Okay. Forwards. Just coming up to the village of Towton itself, and then it's back along the side of the road to the car, I presume. So there's the small village of Towton coming up. Oh, before I forget, there's Tadcaster. Just give me a second. That there is one of the breweries, and that there is another one of the breweries. Just there. Anyway, then I think there's another, at least another two. Yep. Very famous for its beer, Samuel Smith's beer. If you've been in a Samuel Smith's pub, you'll know the owner, Mr. Humphrey, doesn't allow any video screens, no mobile phone interactions. It's very old-fashioned like that. Some people are big fans of it. I mean, personally, as a young lad, when I used to go drinking, there was no TV screens in any of the pubs. There was no mobile phones. You just went there to socialise, drink your beer with your mates, chat up a few lasses or whatever, go to the pub before you went to the football match. So I haven't got a problem with going in these Samuel Smith's pubs. Growing up in Middlesbrough, that was my first pub I used to go to, called the Linthorpe Hotel in Middlesbrough, Samuel Smith's pub. Remember it very clearly. It's still there to this day. Long may it stay there and remain. So yeah, Mr. Humphrey, he's a bit of an eccentric, likes to keep things old-fashioned. If he comes across an old farm building in the area that's up for sale, he'll buy it himself and renovate it and put it into like old medieval style. And then he'll either just leave it like that or rent it out to farmers or whatever. But yeah, some people are for it, some people are against it. Towton Village, another information sign, the village, medieval strip field, Towton Hall, medieval house platforms, Chapel Hill. The reconstructed face of Towton 16 clearly shows a healed wound found on his jaw. He probably received it some years before, possibly in another battle fought during the War of the Roses. You just see the scar there. It's amazing how these archaeologists and scientists and whatever can reconstruct these heads found on human remains like that. Yeah, quite amazing. Look at all them skeletons. So yeah, 30-odd thousand people, 5% of the population of England. Okay, not far now. Nice little walk, like I say, on a nice sunny early autumnal day. Just arriving back at the car now. Quite an interesting walk, that, you know. Find it difficult to put into words, to be honest. You know, this sacred landscape that I'm walking on now today. All those great people, over 30,000 people slaughtered on this Palm Sunday, 700 odd years ago, around that time, in a blizzard. Most gruesome sight it must have been. And it's just making me think, you know, about who we are as human beings. You know, we've been around for a good million years or so now, maybe it's even longer. The archaeologists are forever finding information that can trace our ancestry way back. But the majority of us, we're born, aren't we? And Doesn't matter who you are, where you're born, where you come from. We're born, we grow old, we die, whatever, and not long after that we're forgotten about. And it seems that these people around here, the 30-odd thousand people, the kings, King Richard, King Henry, we're never going to forget these people for lots of reasons. And why is it? I don't think it's who you are, it's what you do in your life, it's your deeds that you carry out, what kind of mark you're leaving behind. I think that's how we're going to be remembered. Well, I've still got a good few decades ahead of me, I hope. Still plenty of time to make my mark, either on the landscape or in the minds of future generations. And who knows, maybe I'll have a legacy that'll be told round cold campfires in winter time, or round the hearth, stories of the famous Strider. So on that note, I'll leave you with the grid reference and the what 3 words of the location, so you can come here yourself, and I will crack on and make some more videos now that the season's changed and it's become cooler and more comfortable to walk. You look after yourselves, fellow Striders. Take care, all the best now.